Good morning, Aileen here, and happy Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're joining me here live, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time to come and spend with some time with me here this morning. Now, it is a wet, rainy day here in Mujan. I was going to say Singapore. Oh my God, I lived in Singapore for so long. I still talk about Singapore all the time, but actually, I'm in Mujan in the south of France. And I've had a lot of people join my group over the last week or two. So I'm going to take some time to introduce myself. So, my name is Aileen Lane. I am a certified image professional with the Association of Image Consultants International. I am a business mentor to personal stylists, and I am the founder creator of the Six Figure Stylist program. And in this program, I help personal stylists create, market, and sell a high ticket online program so that they generate consistent income without having to work all the time. So that's me. And if you're joining me here for the first time this morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. If you're listening to this while you're out running, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So this morning, I'm going to be talking about the 50K lessons I've learned from my longest running group coaching program. So I do have several group coaching programs, but I'm going to talk about this particular program because it was my first group program and because, well, it's the one that I have most experience with. And I know that many of you listening to me here this morning are part of this group coaching program, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not actually seeing anyone joining me live yet, so I'm just going to give a peek here in the group and see if I'm live in here. Let me just have a peep. Bear with me 1 second while I just make sure I am in the right place and that I am live. Okay, I'm not seeing anything just yet. Okay, it's probably just taking a little bit of time to update. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that I'm actually live in the right place. Let me just have a peek again. Okay, I am not seeing my yellow jacket, or am I? Hang on a second. Maybe I am. Okay, if you're joining me live here this morning, give me the thumbs up, please. Give me the thumbs up that you can actually see me and hear me. Okay, it's showing that I'm live. It's absolutely showing that I'm live. It's showing that I'm live in my group and on YouTube. So hopefully that is actually accurate. I'm just going to keep talking, and I know that it's being recorded here on StreamYard anyway, so worst case scenario, I can upload it into the group afterwards. So what am I talking about here this morning? I'm talking about the lessons that I have learned over the course of running my group coaching program for the last 3 years. Now, first up, you might ask, why group coaching? You know, why am I talking about group coaching? I'm talking about group coaching because I think it's the fastest route as a personal stylist to time freedom and also financial freedom. And group coaching is the model where basically you're teaching one to many. And it just frees up so much of your time. You know, if you are looking to scale your business, if you are looking to, you know, have the time in your business to, you know, write a book, to create other programs, to do some one-on-one coaching, it works really, really well with one-on-one coaching. But it brings in significant income without you having to work all the time. So I am a massive, massive fan of group coaching in terms of creating financial freedom and time freedom in your business. So The short answer to why group coaching is, of course, financial freedom and time freedom, but there are some other reasons that I've written down here as well. One is I can create more impact with group coaching. So I can teach many personal stylists at the same time. So for instance, in the program, My 5 Weeks to Online Color Expert, I have over 60 consultants in there, and I am helping them all to get their color services online. That would be impossible to do that one-on-one at the level that I'm doing it, to help every single client with their individual clients. So the group coaching model allows me to do that. Also, it suits my personality. Now, anyone that knows me, I am a huge fan of the path of least resistance, doing things as simply as possible. And group coaching suits my personality. It suits the fact that I get energy from groups. It suits the fact that I love working with a diverse group of people. It suits my leadership style. So group coaching really suits me. It's not that I'm against one-on-one coaching. It's just, it's harder to create a bigger impact in the industry or in your niche with one-on-one coaching. So I think it's a huge addition to any business to add a group coaching model, and then to position your one-on-one coaching as a VIP high-end service. So it will be priced very differently. Okay, so those are the main reasons why I would introduce group coaching into my business. Now, before I started group coaching, I had lots of beliefs about it, lots of thoughts. And I was kind of at the start a bit reluctant to get into group coaching because of these beliefs. And that's really what I want to go through with you this morning, how, I've changed over the years, and what I believed back then didn't really pan out the way I thought it would. So if you have been reluctant to get into group coaching, I think this morning's session will really help you to rethink that, because I just can't emphasize strongly enough how quickly you are going to start bringing in money once you go down the group coaching route. The other thing is it allows you to work from anywhere in the world. You're not really relying on your local community, and you can be much more niche, because you can create groups from all over the world and be really niche. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about my beliefs back then and how they have changed, and how you can use some of these insights in your own coaching business. Okay, now I'm still absolutely not seeing myself in the group. So I'm just wondering, where am I streaming live to? I've obviously maybe gone into another group or something like that, but it's not the end of the world. It's actually okay. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, and just trust that you will find me at some point. Okay, so belief number one, and you can write these down if you want. Belief number one was that group coaching would be boring and not as exciting as one-on-one personal styling. Now, this was a big belief I have, because as a traditionally trained personal stylist, I was used to working one-on-one with people. I was used to people coming in and sitting down and having a cup of tea with people and having, a chat with them and seeing them face to face. And that's how I worked for many years, as I know many of you have. So I wasn't really convinced with group coaching. Now, it wasn't that I hadn't done some group coaching. I had done some group coaching in smaller groups around color analysis, etc. But I found the group coaching quite hard to manage when I would have a big group of ladies coming into my studio. And oftentimes, there was a more dominant person in the group and they took over, and it was kind of hard to manage them. And I had kind of all this history behind me, and I was kind of reluctant to go into group coaching because I wasn't sure if I could manage a bigger group, or that, you know, the group would get unruly, but I learned very, very quickly that it's much easier to manage a group online than it is to manage a group in person. You can have much clearer boundaries, much clearer rules. You have far more control. You can control the length of the session. You can control how you communicate with people through the chat, so that people don't interrupt you when you're speaking. You can control the group dynamic much more easily online than you can offline. So that belief around that it would be boring and not exciting was completely dispersed with after the first round of my 5 weeks to online color expert. Actually, I had 5 ladies in that first round. I'm sure some of you are actually watching today or listening today. And they were just amazing. They were really, really fun. It was really interactive. You know, they asked me all the questions they wanted. It wasn't a bit boring, to be honest. It was just actually the same as an in-house group program that you would run. So very quickly I realized, oh my God, I really, really enjoy the group coaching. And I enjoyed it even more because there was a very definite start and finish time. I could prepare. It wasn't as energetically exhausting as having a group, you know, come into your studio or come into your house or, you know, attend a retreat. It was much more kind of controlled. So, you know, I would coach for an hour. I would bring everything I have to the coaching session. And then at the end of the hour, I could just walk away and relax for the rest of the day if I wanted. So energetically, group online coaching is far less intensive than meeting a group face to face. So while it was like still exciting, while it was still fun to run, it wasn't as exhausting as an in-house group coaching session. So that was the first belief. Belief number 2 that I had was that my clients wouldn't learn as much. I had this thing that, oh, maybe they won't learn as much from an online group coaching program. They learn more in an online group coaching program because people learn differently. And the really cool thing about group online coaching is, of course, that you can record the sessions. So people watch the sessions over and over again. They often come back and ask me questions afterwards, or they go back, you know, in a year's time and they can go back and watch the sessions again. So, for instance, with my 5 weeks to online color expert, people watch the videos over and over again. They watch the consultations. I have 7 consultations in there. With real life clients that I've run myself, and they watch those consultations over and over again, and they come back and ask questions in the group. So in terms of not learning as much, I think you learn way more when you have a live session where you can ask questions and then a recording, so you can go back over it at your own pace, take your own notes, make your own modifications to your own way, the way you want to run it. So it totally did. I believe clients learn so much more. Like my 5 weeks to online color expert clients, they are still in their lifetime program, support program. So anytime they have a difficult client, they can bring that client to the group and I help them code that client, and the other ladies in the group help them code that client. And everyone has a slightly different opinion and everyone has something to bring to the table. So it's just amazing, that group dynamic where you have the help of the group as well as the help of your mentor is just amazing. So your clients are definitely going to learn more in a group environment, and they're going to feel more supported and less alone in a group environment. So that's belief number 2. Belief number 3, I won't have the energy required for a support group. So all my group coaching programs come with a support group, and I was a bit nervous about the support groups when I started out the program. I was worried that it would consume all my time, that you know, it would, I wouldn't be available all the time. You know, I'd have no downtime. But that actually didn't end up being a problem at all. I set clear boundaries in my group, and in my Six Figure Stylist program, one of the things that we work on all the time is setting boundaries, clear boundaries with your client, so that they understand what's okay and what's not okay in a group environment. And in an online group coaching program, it is much, much easier to set clear boundaries than, you know, if it was an in-house group program. You've much more control. So in terms of operating a support group, you just have to set the rules. You know, when are you going to be available? When are you not going to be available? What's okay to discuss in there? What's not okay to discuss in there? And honestly, in my 5 weeks to online color expert program, I have over 60 consultants in there, and I have never ever had an issue in there. I think maybe early on in the first year, I did have to have a chat or two with people and explain to them what was okay, what was not okay. And my role as the leader of the support group is to be supportive, but also to be clear in what's okay and what's not okay, and to lead the group and to keep it positive. And in your own coaching programs, it is your role to lead the group, to empower the people in there and to inspire them, but also to set boundaries so that, you know, it's a safe space for everyone. It's a positive space for everyone. And it is so much easier to do that in a group online program. And it's fun, and it invigorates me, and I learn so much from that group, and it keeps me fresh and involved in the game all the time, because I am color coding clients in there every day, and I'm learning along with my clients as well. And we all have, you know, 3 years more experience with online color analysis because of that support group. And nearly everyone brings something new and something positive to the program. So I love the group dynamic. I really love the group dynamic. I think it's so fun and so supportive. And if you are in the 5 weeks to online color expert program, I'd love to see your comments in the chat. Let me know, what is your experience of working in that kind of group environment? Number 4 belief that I used to have, I had this a terrible fear when I was creating my program initially, that, you know, what if it didn't work out, or what if I couldn't change it after setting it up? So I had this belief that, you know, the initial setup was set in stone and I couldn't really change it. I don't know why I thought that, but you can totally change, you know, how you run it, or the direction, or how you want to run it, or the rules as you go along. I don't mean to promise something to somebody and then change it. I just mean you can work with the group so that you deliver it in a way that feels really, really, really comfortable for you, but is also works with the group dynamic. And works for the people within the group. So I have actually changed the form a little bit of my 5 weeks to online color expert as I've gone along. I've added some new materials. I've changed platforms over the time that I've run it. Recently, I have decided to run a new live round of my 5 weeks to online color expert, because some of the software in there has changed. You know, the branding needs to be updated. I have new insights after 3 years of running the program. So I'm going to do a live round starting next week of the 5 weeks to online color expert. And I'm going to bring everything that I've learned to the table in the last 3 years to the program. And that wasn't really something that I envisioned when I started. Actually, when I started, I thought I'd be running live rounds all the time, but I've only ever run one live round to date. And this one that I'm doing next week will be my second live round of the program, to update it, to modernize it, and to bring all my knowledge from the last 3 years to the program. So belief number 4, totally destroyed. You do not have to keep the exact same format. It's not set in stone. You can change your group coaching program as you go along if you like. Okay, belief number 5, it would be really hard to get clients. I had this terrible fear. Oh my God, I'm already having trouble getting, one-on-one clients. How am I going to get clients for my group program? But the reality is, what happens when you do less one-on-one coaching and more group coaching is that you have more time on your hands. You have more time freedom. So guess what you can use that time for? You can use that time for marketing. You can use that time to be creative. You can use that time to develop your systems. So I got really, really good at marketing because I had more time to get good at marketing. I had more time to do marketing. Marketing wasn't something I tagged on at the end of my work week after working with all my clients. Marketing was something I built in up front, because if you are not marketing, you are not getting clients. If you're not marketing and closing sales, you're not going to have clients. But oftentimes when we're working one-on-one, we're just exhausted. We're exhausted from seeing clients, and marketing is kind of an add-on at the end. But I am suggesting to you that marketing should not be an add-on to at the end. It should be something that you work in up front. Okay, belief number 6. And this was actually something it was a belief I had, but I had kind of forgotten about it until I was talking to a client recently. And she is actually a nurturer stroke connector. She's a connector. So she loves people, and she was reluctant to get into group coaching because she felt that, she wouldn't have the deep connection with her clients that she would normally have when she was working with them one-on-one. So, this was a big surprise for me too, but I have created very deep connections with my clients in a group environment. It is not unusual to have a client have a good, cry in one of my live Q&As with the other people in the group. We get very deep. There is very deep connections in these closed groups. And I think it's a belief you need to address yourself. If you think you can't create deep connections with your clients, you absolutely can. And that client, that had that terrible fear about not being able to create connections in her group, totally reversed her view. And now she knows that you can have very, very, very deep connections with your clients. You can have all the conversations that you want. I mean, you can also consider in your group programs to have one-on-one work. So for instance, in my 6-figure stylist program, I do one-on-one work as well with my clients alongside the group coaching part. So there's different ways you can run group coaching. And many of my 6-figure stylists who create their program, they create a group coaching program that has some one-on-one work and some group coaching and common modules that they can work with as well. So there's different ways that you can set up group coaching, because there is a requirement sometimes to work with one-on-one with clients. So I always work with my clients one-on-one on their ideal client work and their business plan, and at the point where they're launching their programs. And sometimes, there is a session required around mindset, money mindset, or issues that are really blocking them have the kind of success that they want. And that sometimes requires one-on-one coaching work. So that belief that, that you can't create deep connections with your clients is absolutely false. And I learned that within weeks of starting my group coaching programs. My group coaching people have stayed with me from the get-go. They're still there in the group. They still give me testimonials, 3 years later. They're just the group dynamic is amazing. It's brilliant. It's great fun. You feel supported. You're not on your own, and a lot of my clients say that, being an entrepreneur, being a personal stylist, it's often kind of lonely. And it's nice to have that group dynamic where there's other people moving in the same direction as you, wanting the same thing as you, facing the same problems as you. And that camaraderie and that group dynamic really helps people to keep moving forward, to keep taking action, to keep reaching for their goals. So those are my 6 beliefs that I have completely reversed my view on over the last 3 years, not only with that program, but also with my other group programs, because I went on to create several other group coaching programs based on that initial 5 weeks to online color expert. And that's actually what I teach in my 6-figure stylist program as well. I teach people how to create an online group coaching program, how to market it, how to sell it. And if you have been listening to this session this morning and you have an idea for a group coaching program, or indeed if you've already started a group coaching program and it's not going very well, I invite you to get on a strategy call with me. I invite you to talk about what's keeping you from getting started, what's keeping you from taking action. And on that call, I will help you to see where you're stuck. I'll help you to understand what you need to work on to move forward and take the action to get your group coaching program up and running. And of course, we'll talk about my 6-figure stylist program. Is it a fit for you? Are you a fit to work with me? There is an application process for the 6-figure stylist program. I don't just work with anyone. It is not for everyone. It's a serious level of commitment, and you have to really want you have to really want to have a 6-figure income. You want to really commit. You want to niche down. You want all the goodies. You want financial freedom, but you also want time freedom. So if the ideas that I've talked to you this morning appeal to you, if you think, I'm ready to do this, I need support to do this, this is something I want up and running in 3 to 6 months, then I invite you to apply. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see, can I find the live group I'm still not seeing it. I'm still not seeing it in here for some reason. It just didn't go into the group this morning for some reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop this link into StreamYard. I'm really hoping that whoever is watching this can actually access this form if you want to apply for a call with me. And I think I'm actually bang on track this week. I've kept it to under 30 minutes, which I'm thrilled with. If you're watching this on replay, #replay. If you have any questions whatsoever, somebody found me. Where did you find me? Where am I? For some reason, I don't seem to have appeared in the Facebook group where I normally appear on a Friday morning. So either Facebook has changed or something has changed. I don't know, but somebody has found me anyway. No idea. I've been looking for ages. I'm so sorry. This is Facebook. It's a free platform. It behaves quite differently. I'm going to be, because I have streamed this to StreamYard, the good thing is I do have a recording of it, so I can put it up into the group. I will also put it on my podcast, so you can listen to it if you're out jogging. I know for me, I love to listen when I'm doing something else. So I hope you get to see this at some point. Brilliant. Okay, guys, that's it for me this week. I am right now going to get off and I'm going to upload this into Facebook because it didn't load the first time. And I'm also going to upload it into my podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Bye bye. Have a wonderful weekend ahead.